I've been down here pretty much since I broke my wrist. I came down here a little early to do rehab with kind of like a specialist down here. I've been here probably since right after Christmas. I've just been doing motos down here. Basically, it's too cold at Robbie's right now to ride. It's kind of more like speed and like stopwatch lap times kind of here, and where Robbie teaches a little bit more technique. Coming from Robbie's, where I basically trained all technique stuff for the first couple months this year, like riding Supercross. Like before I broke my wrist, we were doing a lot of technique stuff, working on whoops, all that stuff. So when I came back, I had a pretty good technique down. So I think it was good that I just pretty much worked on speed and trying to get faster, and I just had to be careful for the first couple of weeks with my wrist. I feel like Robbie is really, really good at technique. He spots the little things that you wouldn't think would make a difference, but they do. So Robbie's really good about that. Here we've just been working on a lot of speed and motos, just kind of accountability on laps and stuff. Just little spots everywhere that you don't think would make like that much of a difference, but I mean, a couple tenths in a section is, if you do that in 5 sections on the track, that's a second. You gotta have right technique before you can go fast. I just really focused on technique and all that stuff whenever I was coming back from my injury. Tried to just remember what Robbie would say, balls to your feet, obviously like elbows up, stuff like that. And once I got that down, it was like time to go into like trying to pick apart little stuff and try to figure out all the little things to go faster. It was hand and wrist specialist in Oklahoma City that did it, and she said that she'd seen a lot like that before. I don't think she really realized that how much pounding your wrist takes when you ride motocross, and especially with the level that we're at. So she said 5 weeks, you'll be good, you'll be able to ride turn track. I didn't get my cast off till about 4.5 to 5 weeks. Then I was in a brace for a week at least, maybe a week and a half, and then I had about 2 weeks of physical therapy. So it ended up being like 8 weeks before I could ride. I wasn't really worried for the first 4 or 5 weeks, and I was like, started to get around to like 5-6 weeks, and I was like, man, this thing should, like, if I'm gonna ride and like now, it should feel better. And it just didn't feel good enough to ride. I rode in 8 weeks, and that was about as soon as I could do it because it was sore. The track was pretty smooth, and any little bump, it hurt. So this was like about 3 weeks to a month of riding before I was like up to speed and was able to kind of ride at like 100%. The first week, I think I rode just like 3 days, and I just would ride. Like I would just try to make it around the track and not do any jumps. Second week, I think I did jumps on an outdoor track, and then third week, I think I rode Supercross, but no whoops. And I think the fourth week was when I did whoops, but I still didn't do that long of motos. I think I did my first 15 the week before Dallas, so I really didn't have that much time. And I was like tired and stuff, but like I just wanted to do it just for a mental thing, like just knowing that I actually can finish a 15 before I just showed up to Dallas and did it. So not as much time as I'd liked, but it worked out.